What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So happy Tuesday to everybody watching this live stream. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. As you come into the building, per usual, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. That is super, super important, and it definitely helps the channel. All right. So as you come in, hit the like button, you guys. If you are new in the building and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also, make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. That definitely helps a sister out, okay? So we're going to get into the live stream. Shout out to everybody watching. What's going on, Alex? I am Alex. What's going on? Fourth Dimension. How are you? And don't forget, you guys, we're streaming live on both of my channels. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the other channel, the backup channel, also on Twitch as well. What's going on, JT Devereaux? Next level, how are you? Ryan Wetlow, what's going on, Ryan? What is it? Block Shane? I don't know how to say that, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. So you guys see the title. I just saw this, honestly, and I threw this up here because I wanted to chime in, and I want you guys to chime in as well. Brittany Renner has converted to Islam, you guys. I want to get y'all thoughts on it. I'm gonna play a little clip of her talking about it. I want to know what y'all think about it. Look, I'm all for people doing what they want to do, but once again, if you post it on social media, you gonna get a social response. And so our opinions and thoughts on what you post. So we're gonna give our 2 cents on it. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say on this. Do there are some people who are skeptical about her making that drastic change. It is what it is, but we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, I was reading. Young D says I'm about to start a petition to get Brittany out of that hijab. Child, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So, yeah, I want to get y'all thoughts on it. Plus, some women sleep around for their sanity. So that's something we're going to get into too, because I have a clip from this woman, and I also have a video we're going to react to, another Kendra G video I want to react to as well, because it kind of speaks on that title. Of if this is why so many women are promiscuous and why so many women are out here just sleeping around. Is it to protect are they doing it to protect their sanity? Because that's what this one woman is saying now. And we're going to get into that in a minute. And I definitely want to get your thoughts on it. Is that an excuse, or is that something that they actually believe is keeping them sane while they're single? So that's a whole, that speaks to me saying, me talking about how many women are out here mentally challenged and have issues, and they've gone unchecked. That speaks to that, but we're gonna get into that. But first, I want to pull up this Brittany Renner clip, and I have a couple of other clips for you guys as well that I thought were interesting to share. So as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. All right. So let's get into this Brittany clip. So this is a picture of Brittany. This is what she has posted on her social media. She's in her head wrap, in her hijab. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she's saying, she's making a change. And before we get into that, a lot of it's not uncommon for certain women who have put themselves out there in a sexual manner, shall I say, a background, to start to Christianity or some sort of religion when they feel like they have no other choices. It's not uncommon for women to do this. I've seen this happen lots of times when women get to a certain point in life where things aren't going the way they thought they should go, or they've hit the wall, so to speak, or they've run out of options. The best thing for them to do in their minds is to turn to Christianity or some type of religion to, I guess, hold on to that, to grasp that with all their might, to try to get some type of understanding or maybe some type of outcome in that way, because they've exhausted all other options and they don't know what else to do. So that's sort of like their last resort, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When all is lost, you turn to Christianity or religion when you have nowhere else to turn to. It's you know, it's a lot of things that I noticed that some women tend to do, you know, when they gotten to this point in life where everything else, you know, isn't working. So it's really not uncommon for women to try that. Now, can they stick with it is a whole nother, that's a whole nother topic. But let's go ahead and get into what she's saying.
First of all, honey, you know what I've noticed? In any message I share, for the record, always applies to myself. Like, I'm not exempt just because I'm sharing it. So I've noticed that we want to sign your sign. Mind you, we've been getting dreams, songs, angel numbers, that post that came across our feed that just so happened to apply to our situation. But we want the sign to be on the billboard in big red letters lit up with glitter. And it's almost as if we're waiting for this moment to feel ready. You're not going to feel ready for something you've never done. That's why you have to get pushed. We're also waiting for us to trust the outside world and the people in it. But a bird doesn't trust the branch it lands on. It trusts its wings. And you should do the same. First of all, hi.
First off, let me pause it. Let me pause. Because I don't know what the hell she talking about. Honestly, I don't know what the hell she talking about. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what she talking about. It doesn't make any sense. But, you know, let me try to make sense of it. It's okay. So I still can't make sense of it. I don't know what she's talking about. My brain cannot comprehend what she's saying. This is because I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. So, you know, like I said, I think a lot of these, you know, this could be just all a publicity stunt, a PR stunt, just to get attention. You know, we always talk about how a lot of women want attention and crave attention. It just could be another attention-seeking moment to you know, just to feel good about herself. I don't know. And listen, I have no hatred toward this woman whatsoever. It's just I'm looking at the behavior and what she's putting out there and what she has put out there. And I just know that that's not going to end well. That doesn't really end well for most women, especially if you continue to go down a path that you know deep down is not good for you, but you still try to portray and make it seem like you're still going to get the most out of it. That's the delusional part for me. When women don't want to accept the fact that your whole phase or your hoish lifestyle is not going to yield you the results that you thought they would. This is where the delusional aspect comes in. That's it. You know, you try to, you know, erase it. You know, they try to erase the body count and start fresh. A lot of these women, you notice, they start to become Christians. A lot of them, like I said, once again, you go to some type of religion and then you want to start, they want to be celibate. You know, you got 3 baby daddies, 3 kids by 3 different men. And, you know, you now all of a sudden you turn Christian and God is at the forefront of your life. And now, you know, you're just a born again Christian, born again virgin. And all of these things, they erase their body counts. You know, you hear that. They can erase it. They can just turn it off and just get rid of it whenever they want to. You become Christian. You become celibate. You know, everything is Jesus and how he can fix it for you and all of this. So this is a common theme for a lot of women who have nowhere else to turn. So they go to God, Christianity, religion, whatever, and think that that's somehow going to fix it. But you can't erase, you know, your whole phase. You can't erase that. You can't erase the lifestyle that you originally chose. You can change and do something different, but you can't erase that. You still have to accept the fact that that did exist and that you did make those choices because you have children that reflect that. You have 3 baby daddies or 4 baby daddies, and that reflects your poor choices. So you can't fully get rid of it. So you still have to accept that you made poor choices and now you want to do something differently. It still doesn't mean that you're going to end up with this everything that you want, because there are consequences for the choices we all make. It's not just women, it's not just men, it's just everybody in general. But unfortunately, a lot of women tend to think that there's an exception for them, that somehow you don't have to go through the consequences associated with your actions. And that's just crazy, because because women have been made to be delusional, because everybody has coddled them and told them that you're a queen and you're a 10 and you deserve this and this and that, and the world owes you everything. And that's what the problem is. They don't know how to accept accountability in their actions, when men, on the other hand, are more acceptable and of understanding where they fit, their actions and the things that they got to do to better themselves. Men seem to be more accountable than women. Let's be real. More men understand. Men understand that there are levels to these things. Men understand that, hey, every man is not, they know every man is not a 10. They know that, what the levels to it, but they work on themselves because they know that. So if you as a man, you 400 pounds, damn, okay, if I really want to get a good woman, she might not want me to be 400 pounds. So you know what? I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to start working on myself. I'm going to try to get myself to a better place, because I want to attract the type of woman that I want. They understand that. But on the women's side, body positivity. What is it? I don't know. I just call it a guide to keeping you fat. That's it. A guide to keeping you fat, because that's all it is. Let's promote it. Let's shame people who go against it. Let's shame people for telling us we fat. You know what I'm saying? And it just keep you there. I talked about this not too long ago. So on the women's side, there's no accountability, and everybody supports that body positivity. Just being fat is good. Like, no. When on the male side, they understand, hey, you know what? I can't sit here and, they always say sitting in the basement, eating a bowl of Cheetos, sitting there just wasting your life away. Fat is up. Men understand that they can't get the type of woman they want staying in that situation. They understand that they have to get up and better themselves. But somehow a bunch of women, oh my God, you can't tell them shit. You can't say, get your fat ass up and go to work and work on yourself. You can't say that. That's wrong. You got to say, oh, you're just so beautiful the way you are. So that's why more women are delusional, in my opinion, because you can't tell them anything. You know what I mean? They don't accept reality. They like to live in this delusional world where it coddles them and make them feel good, because we're all about our feelings, right? So we base reality in a lot of women's minds is based on their feelings. So if I don't feel good, that means something's wrong with it. But if I feel good, it's all good, without really accepting reality that is really not good, but you want to feel like it is. So your feelings are hurting you. You know how they say you eating your feelings. You feel bad, so you just eat, not realizing that that's going to cause you a problem. So that's the thing. So a lot of these women can go out and be promiscuous, do whatever they want, regardless to what people are, they go against what people are saying. That's not really good for you to go out there and be a hoe. It's not going to benefit you later on in life. Men aren't going to want to really take you seriously because of your whole, your whole-ish ways and your bad decisions. So maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should stop that and try to do something better that will yield you the results that you later are going to really want. You're going to want at some point a man to take you seriously. But when you've slept around and got all these baby daddies and all these children, you're not going to be as viable in the dating market. You're holding yourself back. You're not putting yourself in the best position to get the type of man that you want to. Because remember, they don't want average men. So I can see if you wanted an average man who was average like you. No, you want top tier men, but you don't think that you should have, provide certain standards for that type of man. So that's what puts them at a disadvantage, but they don't want to accept it. You don't realize, that your whole phase is going to run its course. You don't want structure or guidance, something that will help you to, have the qualities that you need to get what you want. You just think you can be a hoe. Whenever you're ready to stop being one, you're ready for commitment in marriage. It's just going to be thrusted to you, and any man is going to be lucky to have you just because you look good. You got a body and all of that, but not realizing that you haven't vetted yourself and you haven't prepared yourself for the type of men that you say you want. So that's the problem with a lot of women. And then the last option they choose to do is religion or, being celibate and all that. They think that that's going to prepare them for the man, which they haven't done any of the work all of that time to really prepare themselves for the type of men that they say they want. So that's a problem. And they usually don't realize that until it's too late. Let's continue.
So I'm currently cleaning house, out with the old and with the new, manifesting a new wardrobe, inshallah. I have no idea how this is going to look. I have contractual obligations, clothes to wear, posts to do, bills that have to be paid, and, showing up the best I can, right? Because I know that it's not going to be perfect. I know that people may have a gripe. I mean, my arms are out, right? First of all, it's hot, and then I sweat like a puddle under my armpits. Not an excuse, but looking into Botox under my arms and finding clothes that are more aligned with where I'm headed, even if it's not to the book perfect. That's what this is all about for me, as I'm just going to show up and give my best, and every day my best gets better.
All right, there you have it, y'all. What's y'all thoughts on it? A lot of people are not buying it. A lot of people don't think that she's real about it. Some people think that she's making a mockery of the religion. A lot of people just think that she's playing, and people take their religion very seriously. So I don't know what she's doing. Maybe it's something she's trying. I don't know, but I do know that it is common for women to go run to religion, when they, when they don't see a way out, when they don't know what to do, or they feel like they've exhausted all of their opportunities or whatever. They go to God or some type of religion to try to find answers. I do know that. So it's not uncommon for this to happen. People are saying she's not serious because when you go to her Instagram page, she still has all her thotty pictures up there. She's still, she's still showing her body. She still has they're thinking if she's taking it seriously, she would have removed all of those pictures and really start fresh. But a lot of that is still up. So people are saying, no, she's not taking it seriously, and they don't believe her. So they're not taking her seriously. So child, it is what it is. I say, this is part of what hoes looking for healing look like. You know what I'm saying? Hoes looking for healing kind of looks like this. You're looking for some type of healing, some type of answers or something. So you turn to religion temporarily because it doesn't really work, because you don't really get the answers that you're looking for right away. And yeah, because the thing about it is you can go to whatever religion you want. You still have to work on yourself. You still have to take accountability. You still got to do the very same thing that you don't want to do. And that's accept the fact that you made some poor decisions. You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. You got to accept the fact that you made poor decisions, that what you were doing was not working, and accept that and move on and be at peace with that. It's like trying to, it's impossible to do better without accepting accountability. Let's just put it that way. I always, use the whole, AA situation. The first thing they tell you to do is first accept that, hey, I am an alcoholic. You got to raise your hand in those meetings and say, hey, you're accepting the fact that you are that's the first thing from what I see. And I've only seen it on television, but I do think that that's how it goes, because I've never been in those meetings, just to say, never been an alcoholic. So from what I see, the first step to get healed is to accept accountability, right? So you got to accept accountability. First thing they make you say, from what I've seen on TV, I've never been in one, but I'm assuming that's how it goes. Hey, I'm an alcoholic. That's the first step. You got to acknowledge that you got a problem. That's just the first step. That doesn't mean that there's more work ahead, but that's the beginning to you acknowledging that you do have a problem. So, because if you can't acknowledge that you got a problem, how are you going to fix it? You're never going to fix it. You're going to constantly be in denial. And that's what I see with a lot of our women, unfortunately. You have to stop being in denial and delusional to what you're doing, and understand that, hey, the route that you've taken has not yielded you the best results when it comes to relationships. Yeah, you can make some money. You can do OnlyFans or whatever. You can make some money off of all of that because, you can clout chase. People love to follow. People love to follow the toxicity because people like toxic behavior. But those people are not going to help you when it really counts. when you're at home in your own space, in your own real life, those people are not going to be there to rescue you and hold you accountable and help you through the process. So yeah, they're there. They can make you money because they like to follow, and you can put all this toxicity out there, but people are just going to cater to it on social media. But when you get home, there's nobody there really cheering for the BS. You got to deal with that. You got to look in the mirror. You got to look at yourself. You got to deal with the issues that you are facing internally, and nobody's going to be there for you. Specifically, people on social media, they're not going to be there to deal with your real life's issues. This is why you see people breaking down on social media, because they don't really have support. This social media stuff is support in one way, but not when it comes to your real life and what you're really going through, and who's there for you to really help you when you're struggling. And see, that's why people spiral out of control, and we see it happening because they can't hide it, and they still on social media. So, it's not it is what it is. Hopefully she's real about it, but I don't think too many people at this point take Brittany Renner seriously. I just don't think she's put too much out there, and people are just looking at her like she's a joke. So that's my thoughts on that one. Yeah, so I don't think people are taking her seriously whatsoever, no matter what she does, because she's put too much, she's exposed herself too much, she's had a lot of craziness going on. And unfortunately, I don't think people are going to take her seriously, but we'll see. I hope the best for her. I don't wish no ill will on anybody, because I don't know these people personally to do that. I wish the best for her. Hopefully she can figure it out. Hopefully she can find herself and find out what's going to work for her, and get her to a healthier, happier place in life. I wish that for everybody, that you can finally get what you want, get what it is that you want, and be at peace. Because I think we all just want peace. I don't think nobody wants turmoil all their lives. You know what I mean? You just want to be at peace and live your best life until you can't live it anymore. That's what it's all about. That's just what it is. And I don't want people to get it misconstrued. I don't have an issue with any of these people. It's just, I just post on what I see, give my little 2 cents. And this is why I say, for people who always say they want certain outcomes, I'm just giving you a little tidbit of advice or information to help you get there. If you don't want it, then that's on you. Just say you don't want it. You know what I mean? Because this nonsense that people like to spew out here is not helping. A lot of these people giving these people the wrong advice and telling them, girl, yeah, go ahead, live your life. Girl, continue to be a 304. Girl, that's your business. Girl, live your life, girl. You could be a hoe all you want. And then when you tired of that and it's not yielding you any benefits, then you want to get mad and start condemning all men. And that's where I step in. I'm like, no, you're not going to do that. Because you haven't attracted a man that really cares about you and is really there for you, don't mean that they don't exist, boo. And that's why I'm here to tell you they do. Nobody is perfect, but damn it, don't blame that on every man, because you keep attracting pookies because you a pookisha yourself. See, that's the thing that they don't want to accept. You a pookisha attracting pookies. Come on now. And let's not leave out Ray Ray, because somebody keep telling me I'm leaving out Ray Ray. So we're not gonna leave out Ray Ray. Pookies attract pookishas. Pookishas attract pookies. Ray Rays keep attracting I don't know what to call them, because what Raykishas, Ray Rays keep attracting Raykishas, and Raykishas keep on attracting Ray Rays. So you attract what you are, baby. It doesn't mean that the other examples don't exist. You just keep attracting that certain type because that's what you are. Let's make that clear. But a lot of these women don't want to accept the fact that they're pookishas and they're Raykishas, and they just want to act like they're better than them. But you somehow you can't attract that man who wants to really, make you his wife and get, and treat you, give you all this love and respect. You keep attracting what you are. So you got to accept that. And if you don't want to accept that, and you don't want to keep attracting Ray Rays and Pookies, then you got to stop being a Pookisha and a Raykisha. You got to stop being that. You got to level up. You got to level up. You can't keep expecting the men to level up when you don't want to level up, and then just blame that on all men. That's where I have the issue. That's it. Do what you want to do, but don't put that on everybody else. Talk about your personal experiences and what you've experienced with Pookie, and also admit that you like those types of men, but you're complaining about the outcomes because you see other women who have husbands and look like they're happy and they're living. That's why they can't stand the Simone Biles. Y'all hate, y'all trying to find everything that's wrong with that woman's husband because you know you can't get one. She went after what she wanted and they can't stand it. They can't stand the fact that Simone Biles went after what she wanted and she got it. When they sitting around here thinking that Nina Pukisha is all everything to sliced bread, and then wondering why you can't get a man to commit to you like he did. Why a man don't then complain? Oh, black men don't want to get married, and they don't want to. Yes, they do. They want to marry. They want to get married to the women that are wives or have wifey material, or women who at least present something wife worthy. They don't want somebody sitting around here looking like a Pukisha and acting like a Pukisha, and then you just want them to marry you just on GP? No. And then you want them to do all the most, level up, do everything, while you just sit back and be Pukisha at its finest, and you don't think that you should, do anything, and they're supposed to just commit to you on general purpose. Just GB. Oh, I'm gonna just marry her, yes, because she's worth it. No, they ain't stupid. So it is what it is. Tenderoni 305. I didn't want to say Raynisha because I have a niece named Raynisha, so I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, but that would be it, honestly. But that's why I changed it, because I didn't want to say that. But child, it's just a mess. Expect the most and give the least. That should be their motto. That's their motto. Expect the most and give the least, and then complain when you don't get what you want. It don't really work like that. So yeah, that's just crazy to me. But once again, you got to do what it is you want to get the outcomes that you want. And if you don't want to do anything, don't expect the outcome. Don't expect the best outcome. You know what I'm saying? So I want to play this other clip because this was interesting to me. This lady, I'm just gonna play it because let's listen to this.
So everybody keep asking me about where's my 6 kids daddy at. Let me let y'all know. So my first baby daddy, which was my first love, and he's the father of my oldest, he has transitioned from Tony to Tracy. And he is now living in Atlanta, Georgia, dressed fully as a female. And he does not want to have anything to do with his child. My second baby daddy was kicked in the chest by a horse. It gave him an instant heart attack and he died. My third baby daddy, just a deadbeat. I didn't know that he was married, and when I told him I was pregnant, he confessed to her what the situation was and all that. She went with it, and now we just waiting on the DNA test to come back so that they can pay child support. Well, she's going to pay child support because, as I stated, he a deadbeat, he ain't got no job, and by them being legally married, she works to bring in the income, she will be the one that be paying me child support. My fourth baby daddy decided he wanted to fucking be a pirate and go rob the boat freights and shit like that. So he is now serving 20 years. When he gets out, my child will be 25. And my last 2 kids have the same father, and he is 72 years old, living in a nursing home with dementia.
This gotta be a joke. She gotta be lying, right? Y'all believe? I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I don't believe it. She clouts this. Let me get her down because she full of shit. She lying. I'm not gonna believe that. I'm not gonna believe that. Because y'all know my first reaction is, girl, you just bad at picking them, huh? Damn. So you got 6 children. Why did you have a baby for a 72-year-old man? Like that ain't real. She say, because I guess people was asking, like, well, all the baby daddies, like, you got 6 kids, where the baby daddies at? Come on, like, damn, you bad at picking them, girl. Lord have mercy. So I mean, what? I'm not gonna believe that story. I saw it and I was shocked and just shocked. I was in awe. I didn't know what to say. I was speechless. I'm gonna leave it there. Like, I'm not gonna believe it. That she lying. I don't believe her. I'm not gonna believe her. I don't know. Cause come on now. That just seem too. Nah, I'm not gonna believe that. But anyway, let's move on. Here's another clip I want to share with you guys. Now, this lady in this video is talking about pretty privilege. And I know you guys, we've talked about this on this channel before. She talks about pretty privilege. And what did she say? I don't know. Let's play it. I hope y'all can hear this because some of these clips are very low. And it's hard to turn them up because sometimes they're static. But let's listen.
Because they're pretty.
I don't know.
Are you not?
Hold on.
Simply because they're pretty.
So it says there's a downside to being pretty. So I want to hear what she's saying.
Are you not? Just like the pretty girls say, people mistreat us because they feel like we're better, or
What's happening to this creator is absolutely insane. So Selena started a conversation about pretty privilege not really having a downside, because the way you get treated by men is just misogyny. It don't matter if you're pretty or not. Men are just men. This creator actually calls Selena out and says that us pretty girls go through so much, you would not know because you don't fall in that category. And what's crazy about the situation is because the beauty standard for America, like the what quote unquote pretty girls, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, whatever. Those people are in her comments talking about some we. Imagine defending a group of people and then they get in the comments and like, but you're ugly too.
Oh my God. See, look, this is why I think people need to stay away from these types of conversations. Stay away from these types of conversations. First off, you shouldn't be on social media talking about pretty privilege in the first place. Look, even if you think you're pretty, just keep that to yourself. Usually you don't have to really say it. Let others determine that for you. You shouldn't be out here talking about pretty privilege and nobody's ever really told you was pretty. I'm just saying. You could think the world of yourself. But I think these types of conversations need to just abandon them. Please don't do it. Because every time, I swear to God, every time I've seen a video of somebody talking about pretty privilege and saying, associating themselves with that, if we talking about the standard of beauty and what's acceptable in society as pretty, and this is no shade, but a lot of them don't really fit that criteria. Just saying. So this is why I say, and not saying that they're ugly. I don't, but the ones who are always talking about that, everybody is like, you including your, it's sad, but look, the internet is crazy. People are gonna bring that up. That's what she just says. That's why I laugh, because it's like I see it all the time. Like, just leave that alone. Leave that to the men to look at you and say, oh, you know what, you're pretty, or you're attractive, you're beautiful. Let them tell you that. Stop. Just don't, even if you are an attractive woman, don't put yourself in that category. Just leave it alone. Let the men compliment you and tell you that, and leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't look at you the same. And look, there are women who are considered beautiful, and somebody don't see them as that way. Somebody don't see them, but that there is overall conventional standard of beauty that's acceptable across the board. We know what that is. The standard of beauty that is acceptable across the board. People know what that is when they see it. And that's what it is. Even the women who look like that, have the acceptable standard conventional beauty. They know it, but you don't hear them online doing videos about pretty privilege, because if they have it, they have it. They don't want to. They don't have to talk about it. What it is, this is. You don't have to like say it. It's typically the ones who don't really have it who are always talking about it. You know what I mean? So just I would say stay away from those conversations, because this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get backlash from people saying, "Why are you associating yourself with pretty privilege?" And they looking at you, and they probably roasted that young woman, which is sad. But you put it out there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to have tough skin on social media, because these people are crazy. But are they really though? Are they really? Sometimes they're just raw and uncut with it, and they don't spare your feelings. Baby, let's continue.
I don't know. I think I would probably delete the post. I would delete the post, but I just think that's crazy for the creator to say when her and Selena don't look that far off from each other. The creator that made this video, and we're just talking about on a grand scale of what America considers beautiful. We're not talking about each individual person, because like I said, eye is in the eye of the beholder. But she doesn't benefit from pretty privilege either. So why would you call Selena out and call her ugly? And I'm not saying that this creator is ugly. I'm just saying what you're calling her out for affects you too. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't make much sense.
It really doesn't. I mean, so pretty privilege. What does that really mean? What you get to get in a club in front of people? What does it mean? That what does it mean? I mean, I look, there are, beautiful people, beautiful, attractive men and women in society. So, I'm like, she said that there was a downside to pretty privilege. I'm like, what is the downside to it? What is the downside? Oh, that something to the effect of, oh, you don't have friends. They think you stuck up, or people think you're better than them, or whatever. I mean, I guess that could be true to some degree. Maybe women are intimidated by you, or they may be jealous. I don't know. I mean, this is why I say I don't deal with a whole bunch of women. I don't deal with a whole bunch of women, because I know that there is that goes on between women. Women, there are women who are sometimes jealous of other women for no reason. They just hate on them because they wish they had what they had. Sometimes they wish they looked like that woman, and or that because that woman is getting the attention. I don't know. It's just a lot of bullshit. Like, I don't have time for it, but it does exist. So women really hate on each other. This is why I say a lot of women are projecting their own feelings onto men. The things that women deal with a lot of times is between them and other women, but they project those same feelings onto men. This is why they always say, oh, men are intimidated. No, because a lot of women are intimidated by other women. That's just facts. A lot of women are hating on other women. This is why a lot of women can't work together, because they're in competition with each other. And one woman is looking over at her, oh, she thinks she better than me. And they start making it up. Oh, this, and this, she gonna try to one up me, or this is an issue amongst women. Women hate each other, and they try to put that onto the men. Men don't have nothing to do with that. A lot of these women are in competition with each other. They're jealous of one another. If one get more attention than the other one, now they hating and they mad. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who has time? I know I don't have time for it, because I know the shenanigans that women play. This is why, women talking about the sisterhood and all this BS. This sisterhood is bullshit. These women don't be liking each other. It's fake. It's fake. Because somebody is if they haven't hated on you, they'll start and they'll get in cahoots with the other ones, and then they'll turn on you. They turn on you with the quickness. You could just be minding your business, doing your thing, and they be secretly getting mad. So I think that's the only way I could see there's a downside to pretty privilege is if the other women start hating on you. If they get pissed off and they mad. Now they gonna start doing things to hate on you because they mad because you getting all the attention. You know. And if you got a bunch, and honestly, and there's a thing where attractive women usually befriend women who are less attractive than them. Who women they befriend women who they deem less attractive because they want to be the more attractive one in the group. So I see this a lot where women will befriend women who clearly don't look as good as them. So when they go out, they can shine and they can look like always be the one with more attention to feel good about themselves. And because if that other friend levels up and starts to present herself in a much better way, like lose weight and just really start looking good and getting the attention, the other one gets mad. So women have this issue amongst each other. It's a bunch of bullshit that goes on with them. That's why I don't deal with it, because I don't have time for it. I got enough on my plate to have to deal with. I have to, with my own children. I don't have time to deal with women and the bullshit. So to me, that's where the pretty privilege really can have a issue with amongst other women. That's just it. Classic perspective. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. It says the downside is these women usually don't stay married or they're single for a very long time because of the excessive attention. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, classic perspective. I appreciate you. That's true too. And that's why I think the longer you're single, if you are an attractive woman and you constantly get attention, that could be a downside too, because or if you get in a relationship with a man, you're looking for constant validation. You're looking for constant attention from your man. It's like you're so used to it from a bunch of other men. So when you get with one man, he has to overcompensate for all the attention you were getting from all the other men. And that could be an issue too. When you're used to that, it could be an issue where you expect him to like constantly telling you you're beautiful and constantly, just giving you that validation. That could be an issue. Oh yeah, for sure. So I think sometimes women choose, think that, I'm gonna just stay single or they take it as the man that they're with isn't enough, because you need him to jump through hoops 24/7 and always telling you what you used to hearing from other men. And I think that definitely could be an issue. So, and also I think it's an issue when as a woman or a man, somebody who always need validation, you have issues. You don't really feel secure in who you are, or you really don't think you're as beautiful as others tell you. That's another thing too. I don't think people realize a lot of women who are deemed beautiful are very insecure. A lot of women who are deemed beautiful are very insecure. This is how you find women like Halle Berry and it's just celebrities, which I hate referencing celebrities, but they're still human beings. A lot of these, even people consider Beyonce beautiful, which she's an attractive woman for sure. But a lot of these women don't have the highest self-esteem. Beyonce's mother even said that. A lot of these women don't have a high self-esteem. They really don't. They don't really see themselves as others see them. They don't really see themselves as these most beautiful women. They find other women more beautiful and more attractive than them, and they're not really that secure in that beauty. And so they tend to need people to validate it because they don't really believe it themselves. So you'll be surprised to find out that a lot of women on the surface, who are considered beautiful, don't really feel that way in real life. So that's just the case. And to go back to classic perspective's point, this is why a lot of women are on social media, because they need constant validation. They need somebody to constantly telling them, oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're this and you're that, because it feeds their ego. And for a lot of them, it makes them feel more inferior. And they start to, it makes them feel superior, and they start to feel like they're better than others. It could really boost their ego to the point to now they really think that they're so special and they're so great, even if they're really not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just crazy. So, this whole pretty privilege thing, I just really think people just need to like leave it alone. If you're gorgeous to somebody, if you're gorgeous, people will tell you. If you have the standard conventional beauty, there's no doubt in my mind that you have heard people, you've heard people tell you how gorgeous you are. You definitely leave that to the people who watch and let them determine. Everybody's not going to find you pretty. Everybody's not going to find you gorgeous. Some people are like, she all right. Some people, everybody's not going to see you the same way. But for the most part, if you have that, you've heard people say it. You've heard people say it. It wouldn't be a new occurrence to you. It's something if you're that gorgeous and you have that pretty privilege, it's on the show. You'll experience that. You will experience that sometime, at any point in your life. If it's that, you'll experience it. You'll experience it. You'll hear it. You'll know it. So it wouldn't be a shock. So if you have never heard anybody, I mean, I'm just saying in general that now everything isn't this, it ain't the same, but for the most part, if you're gorgeous or pretty or somebody, you've heard it a time or two. And you realize that people will gravitate to you because of your looks. If you notice, people will do things for you that they wouldn't normally do for others, be based on your looks. It's a real thing, but I don't think it's something that the people who experience it go around talking about all the time. Like, oh yeah, pretty privilege has its downsides. And I don't think people who experience that go making videos talking about it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So let's move on, you guys. So I have this video we're going to react to. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. So I got another Kendra. Hit the like button, y'all. I'm going to put it in the chat. Go ahead and hit the like button. So I got a Kendra G reaction, of course. I love these. These are the best, honestly. Because it sheds so much light on the complexities and the issues that a lot of our women have. It just shows it. It puts it at the forefront. And if you don't know what's going on, you will know watching these videos. If you don't realize the issues with Black women in particular, you will find out by watching these videos. And it's just what it is, And you can also see the state and the mentality of our women and how they're going the wrong way. I was watching, I think, Anton last night. And this woman was talking about why we keep focusing on the issues that's happening with Black women and in our communities. Why we always point out that, why we don't point out the positive things that women do. And I think he mentioned something to the effect of if you have, children and you have the child that's doing good and doing what he or she's supposed to do, you don't focus, and it's true, you don't focus on that child because that child is doing the right things. But the ones who are messing up and are always the issue, those are the ones you have to give the attention to, which I don't think you should ignore the one who's doing well, because I think that's a mistake a lot of us do too. You need to praise that child for doing good and give them their props so they feel like they're not just doing it for nothing, because oftentimes we give most of the attention to the ones who's messing up because we trying to get them right. So he pointed that out, and I thought that was a good comparison because it's true. The ones who are always doing the dirt is the ones who got focus on, because we're trying to get them right. But while you're doing that, don't ignore the ones who are on point and doing what they need to do. Give them their props and make them feel good too, because they are doing the right things. But oftentimes the focus goes on the negative ones because we need to try to get them together. Same with this. It's so much negativity out here, so much of toxicity and women going rampant just with all this promiscuity and all kinds of things. It's just this whole mindset to the point where you have to focus on that, because that's where you have to send the message to. Those are the ones that need to understand that what they're doing is not going to get the outcomes that they're looking for. And it's difficult because, of course, these people are, headstrong, and they don't want to hear anything that would hold them accountable. So it's going to be difficult to do. But as long as you keep with the other way, constantly because the thing about it, the positive women, nobody cares about that. Other women don't care to see married women. If anything, they're shaming them. They're trying to say that what they have ain't really shit, and who wants that? So you gotta have a balance. You can't just constantly let people just portray negativity all the time. That's all you hear, and it's not a balance of people saying, hold on, we need to check that. That ain't it. Stop listening to your single girlfriends try to tell you what you should be doing, and it's not working for none of y'all. So somebody needs to counter that with something of a different viewpoint or a different mindset to let them know what you're doing ain't it. So we've had enough of everybody just going with the flow. We've had enough of men being quiet and other women being quiet because the hyenas are just loud and proud and think they right. We had enough of that. That's all that's been out. So as soon as people start to say, okay, look, call it out. Oh, that's a problem. Let's not talk about that. Let's keep talking about, let's talk about the women who they don't want to hear that either. You don't want to talk. Married women come on these apps and talk about their marriages, and they're going to find anything to try to scrutinize it and try to shame it and find, pick out the holes in it as if it's supposed to be perfect. They'll try to just diminish it as much as they can. So no, you got to counter it. You got to call out the BS, and hopefully, you got to bring shame into it. Like they try to shame men, you got to shame them for their behavior too. So hopefully they can change, because just collaring them and telling them it's all good and it's okay is not helping. They need to hear something else that will eventually stick and get in their head so they can realize they're making mistakes. That's just it. That's just it. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip for you guys. Hit the like button. Here we go. Let's get into it.
Oh my God. Hi, Kendra.
You ready?
I'm ready, baby.
Oh, okay. I love it. You ready, baby?
I'm ready.
What's your name, bro?
Samarian.
Samarian?
Yes.
Spell your name for me.
Simaryon.
Samarian. And
yes.
How old are you?
44.
Okay, 44. What you do for a living?
I work in insurance verification for a medical supply company.
Insurance verification.
Yeah.
You have any kids?
I have one son, 5.
5-year-old. Why you not with the dad?
Dad is choosing to be absent, and I'm not. Listen.
The dad doesn't want to have sex anymore?
No, he's choosing to be absent.
Not present.
Yeah. He's choosing to be absent, and so listen, I can only do what I can do, and that's take care of my kid, right? Yeah.
Sure enough.
Why do y'all think the fathers are choosing to be absent? Like, why do y'all think that? Why do y'all think that? So it's just it's, I would like to know, like, why are the fathers not choosing to be in the child's life? Why is that? Because this is the narrative for a lot of women out here. Oh, he's just not choosing to be in a child's life. Is that really the case? And I know that there's some absentee fathers, but I'm like, so what else? What's behind it? Were y'all together or what? I don't know. So did he not want a kid? Like, I don't think it's that cut and dry. I just don't think. I think that there's more to it. But this is all they say. Oh, he's just choosing not to be there. So I'm just gonna, it's just interesting. Let's continue.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aries, like the previous young lady. Aries in the building.
What city do you live in, honey?
I live in the Bronx, so don't be scared. Please don't be scared.
I'm not scared of the Bronx.
No, not you. The people I've been trying to date. As soon as I say the Bronx, it's like,
well, here's the deal.
I'm dead in the water.
This conversation, I forget who I had this conversation with, but they were talking about women, excuse me, in different cities and states. And I will say, the New York girls got a lot of like, y'all too hard.
Yeah, I get it. I'm actually from Queens, and if you're from New York, you know. Like, Queens girls are a little more bougie, but I live in the Bronx because the rent is a little cheaper. Let's keep it real.
Okay.
Yeah, and them Bronx girls, girl, I'm scared of them. They be like, "What up, son?" And oh my God, you mad? What? How they talk? I like their accents, but they be like, "What up?" Like they gonna beat your ass. Like they'll fight dudes. You know what I'm saying? They come off real hard. They really do. And they talk like they're ready to beat your ass on the spot. Like a man. Like, yeah, they seem real hard to me. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
1 second. I apologize. I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden.
Take your time.
Okay. So how you say your name again?
Sumerian.
Sumerian.
Yes.
I need some water. All right.
Kendra, get water.
I need to reset.
All right.
So okay. Talk to the people. Y'all enjoy the view while I get some water real quick.
Hey,
Give me
Brooklyn.
1 second, y'all.
Look, I see Brooklyn from Rockaway in the house. Hey, y'all. Hey. And shout out to my friend who told me to come in here because, you know. I'm from Laurelton. Whoever just asked what part of Queens I'm from. So I'm like super bougie, but not really. Like, hey girl, hey.
What's bougie? Why be bougie? I don't understand that. Why be bougie? What? I don't think being bougie is a good thing. I think being nice and courteous and funny and having a sense of humor, I think those are great qualities, in my opinion. What bougie mean? Bougie does mean you're stuck up and you look down on people and look, and treat people funny. I don't like that. And I don't think that because you might be a pretty or whatever, that means you should be stuck up. I don't agree with that at all. I think you should treat people the way you want to be treated, and you should talk to people the way you want them to talk to you, and just talk to people normal. Like all this bougie shit, I don't like that. And sometimes people think that, anybody, speaking of that pretty privilege, that if you are pretty, that you're bougie and you stuck up because you think you're better than people. I don't like that. And sometimes people are just shy. There are people who are just shy and they don't talk a lot, or they don't, and that don't mean they're bougie. And I just think, look, just talk, just have a conversation, be yourself. This bougie shit, I don't understand that. I don't think that's good. And usually the people that I've seen that are bougie shouldn't be bougie at all. I mean, they shouldn't. It's always backwards. Why are you bougie? Like, the wrong people are bougie, in my opinion. Like, you shouldn't be stuck up at all. You should be free to communicate with people and talk to people down to earth as possible, because and they think that's a good thing sometimes. I don't see that as a good thing. I don't. Let's continue.
All right, Harlem in the building. Harlem is our next door neighbor up here. I'm in a good part of the Bronx though, like near the zoo. It's Who's out here looking for love for real? I'm trying to get married so I can be off these dating apps. Somebody come get me.
All right, how to get some water. Oh, you out of the down though. All right, let's take it from the top. All right, so say your name one more time. Sumerian.
Sumerian.
All right, so we got Sumerian, Bronx, New York, 44 Aries, mom to a 5-year-old, insurance verification, never married, correct?
Never. Well, close to married, but not ever married. No.
Okay, so engaged?
Yeah. And in a very long-term relationship, but we never got legally married.
Were you guys engaged?
Yes, we were engaged. We just never made it legal. No, I know it's easy, but it's just like.
Did he propose and buy you a ring?
No, I never got a ring.
Well,
I didn't. Okay, I wasn't engaged. Let's just say I wasn't engaged.
Right.
Just to keep
yeah, keep it real. Like, no, an engagement means he proposed and bought you a ring. Stop. I was close to it. Close to it ain't good enough. It ain't it. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says they love being poked by pookies and smokies. Then they want the decent men to take on their garbage. No sympathy or sympathy from me. Thank you for did I say it right? Sympathy from me. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Yeah, child. What's going on, T Sweets? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let's continue, y'all.
Keep it simple.
Hit the like button.
I was in a 12-year relationship, though.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you were engaged, though.
Okay, no. Okay, so we'll just keep it simple. I was not
real.
Engaged.
Okay.
You were not.
Was it a 12-year relationship with your child's father?
No, I've known my child's father since we were in high school, but it wasn't a relationship with him.
But you was in a 12-year relationship with somebody else, not your child's father.
Yes.
So when was this relationship? Because your baby's 5.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so the relationship, all right, y'all gonna judge me right now. It's about to go crazy in here, but the relationship was with a woman. I conceived my son inside of that relationship.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay,
no
fair enough.
longer dating
So
women. I'm no longer, I'm sorry.
Did I assume wrong? Are you here for women tonight?
No. I am not. I am here to date men.
Wait, so
My ex girl was a fluke. It was a one-off. It was somebody I fell in love with, but now I'm no longer interested in dating women at all.
Well, when did the switch go off?
After this relationship, when I was inside of the relationship, I decided that I would never date women again.
Okay. So yeah. Men only.
Men only.
So wait, where the child? So where the child came from? Did y'all hear something that I missed? Where the child came from? So was it the child from the woman? Yeah, apparently she was gay for a second, child. Child, you can't make this up. Let's continue.
All right.
Yes.
They said the plot twist.
I know.
All right. What kind of man you looking for now, girl?
You know what? If I have to list 3 attributes, it's going to be intelligence, the ability to communicate, and somebody who is honest. Honesty. I think I'm going to put honesty at number 2. I'm going to put intelligence, honesty, ability to communicate.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your deal breakers?
Liars. That lying thing is so critical to me. Not being smart is great. Like if I can't have a conversation with you, then we're not going to go any further. Also somebody who does that big girl fetish thing, because like I'm a big girl, but don't fetishize me. Like I'm a human being, and it's a thing I run into every day.
So you don't like, so you want a guy that will like you and doesn't mind that you're big,
right?
But you don't want a guy that
only wants to have sex with big girls. It's men out there that are just like, I want to have sex with you because I can be rough, I can go hard, I can do all of this, and I don't want to say too much here, right? But it's a thing. We run into it. Big girls, shout out if y'all hear me right now. Big girls are getting it where they like, the men are like, yeah, I want to do this to you in private, but outside I'm gonna date the skinny one over there, or the cute one, the IG model over there. It's hard out here.
Well, why do y'all think that is? And is that a real thing? Because what it sounds like to me, and I'm gonna be honest, and who was that? Who did the video that went viral? What is her name? On social Goddess. What's her name? She talked about this, and people, she had backlash, but that video went viral. Six the Goddess. Shout out to her. Six the Goddess did that video talking about the big girls and how it was convenient for men to go to them. And a lot of women did not like that at all. But that video went viral, and maybe there's some truth to it. Look, I don't know for sure, but what I hear is that it might be easier for men to sleep with those women because they make themselves accessible. So, and the whole idea of, a man that he can just be rough with a big woman, I don't know if that's true. Is that true? Y'all let me know in the chat. Because I don't know about that, but that's crazy to me. So you think she's saying this, that, a man think because she's a big girl, she could just take more or something, or she could just handle her they can just treat her any old kind of way. Is that what it is? They don't have to be gentle. They don't think because she big. That's crazy to me. So this is my first time hearing, but this is what she's saying, that, they could just go in and just be rough with you because you big, you can handle it. First off, I think the idea, that men can go to a bigger girl because they do feel like she don't have many options, and she's open because she don't have many options, and they choose her because it might be easier for them to sleep with. And they don't want to show them off because they don't really want to be with them. They just want to be there for that, and then that's it. So she's saying it, but so there must be some truth to it. And I do kind of see that. But why are you making yourself accessible to men who don't want to acknowledge you or be with you? You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to take accountability too. And I understand they may not have as many options. So why don't you do something about it in general? Maybe not continue to be a big girl, lose some weight and get healthier, and you'll have your options will expand, will open up. See, no matter what we talk about, no matter where we go, it all goes back to accountability. It all goes back to doing something to better your outcome. But it seems like the most hardest thing for women to do. Like, they don't want to change. You want all these things, but you don't really want to do anything on your end to prepare yourself or get yourself ready for what you say you want. You just want to stay the way you are, knowing that your options are not as vast, but you don't want to really do much to change you to better your outcome. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. If you really know, if you're sitting here saying that men don't take you seriously and they think you're just somebody to sleep with and they can just be rough with you because you big and you could take it, why stay big? If anything, if you could just say, oh, well, these men need to change. If that's the majority of your outcome and it's not changing your outcome, why don't you take matters into your own hands and do something differently? If you know men want to go to the smaller women and treat them better, why do you stay big? Why not do work on yourself? Take time and not allow yourself just to be somebody's play toy, and do something to better your outcome. I don't understand, because that's too hard to do, because a lot of women think that a man should just accept them the way they are. But if that's not what he's attracted to, if that's not what he really wants, you're not gonna get the outcome you want. I'm just saying, sometimes you have to take matters into your own hand and stop making excuses and stop looking for other people to do something that you think they should do, as opposed to doing something that you know will get you a better outcome. See what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. So they just want to have sex, but they don't want to take you out in public.
Yeah, I mean, I run into it a lot where it's like, oh, let's chill at my place. And it's like, no, I have my own place to chill at. I'm good here. Like, if you want to date me for real. And then when we get in the bedroom, I'll, take care of that.
I want that facts. Facts. Okay. All right. Facts. All right. So, okay. Should he look a certain way? Did I ask you that question?
No, you didn't. I have dated really, really, really super handsome men, and it hasn't served me, right? So as long as we can find some mutual attraction, if you can't be like, you know what I'm saying? But you got to give me something to go on. So, like, you're not going to have everything. I don't expect anybody to have everything, right? Because I don't have everything. But I just want there to be a mutual attraction. So I'm just going to say, no matter how you feel about yourself, if you're interested, hit me up and we'll see where it goes.
Okay.
Success Family says there are some skinny men that love fat women. Yeah, of course. I've seen skinny dudes with big girls. I've seen that. I mean, big girl, like big, and they be super skinny. And a lot of times the dudes be super skinny and the girl be super big, and they seem to work it out. But a lot of times the skinny men that are attracted to the big girls don't want that man. See, a lot of times the men that probably would be attracted to them, they don't want. See, they want something else. You know what I'm saying? So, no, maybe that's the issue. Let's continue.
What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
This is always a tough question, Kendra. I'm gonna kind of steal somebody else's answer. So I'm gonna say make as much as me or more, just because we need to be able to live a similar lifestyle. I'm not looking for anybody to come in with six figure. I'm not that girl. I'm not that six figure. You got to do all of that. I'm not her. But you got to be able to take care of yourself, and you got to be able to at least take me on a date or two. Like, I'm not asking for Ruth Chris necessarily. I'm definitely do a Cheesecake Factory salad real quick. But just be that normal range, whatever normal is, especially for New York City. You already know what you got to do to live here, so you got to make a certain amount just to be here anyway.
Okay,
but I don't. Yeah, so a specific number. I'm gonna say 60, just because that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah. All right, 60K. So I don't want to get it wrong. Tell me your name. How do you pronounce it?
Sumerian.
Yeah. So Sumerian is in the Bronx, 44 areas, insurance verification, mom to a 5-year-old. Do you want more kids, or are you done with that?
No, I don't want more kids. I'm ready to start traveling with my son. We got his passport. It's time to go. It's time to be outside and do stuff. And I think if I had another baby, it would just slow us down. And just to be 100%, I'm not financially ready for another kid.
Okay. And Samarian, do you want the guy to be in New York?
Preferable. I have a car, so he can be in Jersey. I've dated in Connecticut. So the tri-state area, I would say.
All right, let's do the Kendra Kim.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse. My bad.
You're fine. I cut on the show.
Oh shit. Oh,
All right, let me see.
oh, come on now. She already said she.
I had on a little cute outfit.
Come on, big girl.
Oh, show your breast
Come on, what you working with, girl? All right.
All right,
Okay, we see you. That's
okay,
what
wait. Are you in the middle? You're off to the side. Come to the center.
Let me turn this.
You be like, we see you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we see you, girl. All right. Okay, we got you, boo.
All right.
Samarian.
Yes.
When was your last relationship?
I really haven't had a solid relationship since my last relationship ended about 4 years ago.
That was with a female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've dated plenty and like, you know.
Gotcha.
I've been trying. I've been making an honest effort at it.
Okay. What is, you don't have to answer, but when was the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh, girl, be real.
I have a friend with benefit right now, so I'm not even gonna hold you. But he knows that's gonna be over as soon as I find somebody who I can take seriously.
So there's a guy that
See? That's the problem. That's the problem. And that goes to what people are saying about larger women. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying all bigger women are this way, but this is where people kind of get that assumption because, if and this goes to any woman really, but if you got you a friend with benefits and you're looking for a serious companion, that's going to be an issue. And they don't see that. Like a man ain't gonna take you seriously if he know you already smashed somebody. You got your friend with benefits on the side. How does he know that if he get in a relationship with you, that your friend with benefits is not gonna still be there? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And what if you get a man and you're not feeling him sexually, and then you're gonna go run back to the friend with benefits? That friend with benefits is always lingering in the background. You know what I'm saying? I don't think women realize how men look at this, and then they wonder why nobody takes them seriously, and they always single. It's just somebody's plaything. Because that friend with benefits she's his plaything. He's playing with her. He won't commit to her. He don't want to be with her. He just knows he can smash anytime he wants, and she's open and ready and available. And that's going to be an issue for you getting into a serious relationship with anybody else. They're going to look at you. First off, they're going to look at you like, okay, you have a few things you need to work on, and on top of that, you got a friend with benefit. Like, they're not gonna look at you for a long-term relationship. They're gonna look at you as somebody to play around with. If you got that friend with benefits on the side, I could probably be another friend with benefits on the side too. I could be your plaything too. You could have more than one. That's cool. They'll be cool with that. Hey, he smashed when he's ready. I can smash when I'm ready. And that's how it's just gonna be. They're not gonna look at you. And on top of that, because you are a larger woman, they probably not looking at you for a serious relationship anyway. And they're not that's with anyone. They're not taking you seriously. Why put yourself in that position? But it's crazy. Successful MD says, where is the benefit in her situation? Exactly. There is none. There is none. Thank you, Successful MD. Divine says, she's a hypocrite. If she is complaining about fat girl fetish, why have friends with benefits in the first place? Thank you so much for the super chat, Divine. Good point. Very good point. That's why I'm saying they contradict themselves. You're looking for a certain outcome, but you're not willing to do what's necessary to get it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to continue to be that way, And I really honestly think that, look, I know it's, people talk about losing weight is not, nobody said it's going to be easy. But it's worth it if if you're trying to get a certain outcome. You realize, I've seen some transformations when it comes to weight loss. People look totally different when they lose weight. Oh my God, when you big, and then when you lose, like, they look totally different and they look better, healthier, just better overall. So, it's up to you. Really, the outcomes that a lot of women are looking for, anybody in general are looking for, is based on what you do and what you're willing to do to get it. So, it's not always contingent upon somebody else. It's contingent upon you to get the outcome that you want. So if you don't want to be taken advantage of, or you don't want to be somebody's fetish, change you. It's simple, but not so simple because people don't want to do it. You got to change you to get what you want. That's not it's not for somebody else to do, because they're gonna go after what they want. And if you're just in out there and they see an opportunity to play with you, they will. If that's for the people who are out there looking for somebody to play with, if you in their view, and you look like somebody who's gonna let them play with you, they're gonna play with you, boo. You're never gonna be somebody's real serious pick, or somebody really want to pick for serious relationships if you keep allowing this type of behavior. Let's continue.
That you can link up with, but why can't you be in a relationship with this guy?
It's too much, Ken. It's not what you think. It would never happen, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
So why are you sleeping with him?
I know. Don't put up the red flags. Don't do the red flags. Listen, if anybody is out here dating and they can't say that they don't have a roster, I don't have a roster. It's just, I mean, I'm a woman of a certain age, Kendra. I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 45.
we women of a certain age. Okay, so you already know what it's hitting on when you get to be this age, okay? There are needs. I'm going to keep it a buck, but I'm keeping my heart open for somebody else. So as soon as I find somebody, that situation is over and done. Without question, over and done. I know it's complicated, but I'm gonna keep it real.
No,
like, I'm not gonna get on here and lie.
I think the thing that women miss out on is this. So you had a couple of things that you are requiring that you want from your man. I can't remember everything off the top of the head, but I know you said you want him to travel. You want him. You don't want a guy with a fat fetish. I remember you said that. What are some other qualities you desire?
I just said intelligence, honesty, and ability to communicate.
Okay, but now we know. That there's a guy who does not meet your requirements.
No,
but still gets that.
He does. It's just not that type of situation. It's too much.
What we know is that you're having sex with somebody who you not will be in a relationship with. So the man watching will say, well, why do I need to rise to the occasion when there's a guy who she is already determined not to be with? He still gets to get between her legs. And I just think that sometimes
it's not like a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that
you ladies keep pushing me back when I'm trying to tell y'all what the men hear. And this is the issue.
Okay.
Because y'all have to understand how the man watching is gonna look at it. And what he looks at it as, there's a guy right now who's not worthy enough to be your man, but you will still sleep with him. No judgment. Now we're gonna take our judgment.
He wasn't worthy. It's just not an ideal situation.
He's not your man. Okay.
Right.
So either way, y'all not in a committed relationship.
He might be married,
and you're still having sex with him.
He probably married.
When a man will say, well, why should I do all the things that are...
The man probably is married. Who said that? Somebody said that. He probably is married, child. Probably married. She says he's not worthy, because she probably would want him, but he's probably married. And she's sleeping with him on the side whenever he gets some free time. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for her to do that. So to me, you don't value yourself. You got to have enough value and respect for yourself. This is why people say a lot of bigger women are easier, because they don't really value and respect themselves in a lot of cases. Because you must don't, if you're going to put yourself in this position. This man don't want you. Maybe he got a wife or he got somebody else, but he don't want you. And you're just giving him your body because you have needs, and you know what I'm saying? As opposed to why settle for that? Women always, and not in this particular case, but you hear women settle time. I would not settle, but you settle all the time. You settle for Pookies and Ray Rays and married men who just treat you as a side. You just a side piece, and that's settling, because you don't think much of yourself to require more. And then to me, that's an excuse to sit around and say, oh, I have needs. Child, don't the stores have all kind of toys you can play with? Girl, go get you a goddamn toy and play with that. That's better than going out screwing these men who look at you as a piece of meat, a piece of big meat. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that like that. A big piece of meat. Why would you settle for that? Like, that's settling, in my opinion. Like, stop. Like, you should have more respect and value for yourself. I'm just saying, because to let somebody take advantage of you like that, I'm just saying, like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know what? I make myself laugh, and I'm gonna stop doing that. Listen, because it's just funny to me. Sometimes it just comes out. But you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, girl, go get a toy, go play with, do that. People be doing, go get that rose and all that stuff that they be promoting. Girl, go stop and get yourself to a healthier weight so you can get the man you want. That's what I'm saying. Shoot, I've seen it happen. And stop letting these people take advantage of you. Like Kendra's telling her right, you're not gonna get what you want, and the men watching this, they're already looking at you as, well, damn, you know, she's a big girl. And most men are not attracted to big women. Yeah, they'll sleep with you. That's what she even experienced in herself. So if the majority of men want a slimmer woman put together, why not put in the work to give you the best option to get what you want? That's all I'm saying. And stop letting men just take advantage of you, because that's all it is. They're taking advantage of you because you letting them. Divine says she exposed herself. Her what's FWB is likely married. Oh, friend with benefits is likely married. Right. I think so, Divine. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I agree. I think so. Successful MD says, hold on. Oh my God, says, who knows if she really is being honest? Right. She might be in a friend zone, but lying about friends with benefits. Women brag about using the friend zone, but can't take being recipient. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, we only can go by what they say. Successful MD. We don't really know if it's truthful or not, because a lot of these women say they want honesty. We've seen on many occasions they set up there and lie about their age. Some lied about being married. Some lied about having children. How many children they had? Like, just lying about their jobs, learning about their career, all kinds of shit. So a lot of them lie anyway. So we don't really know what they. We can only go by what they're saying, child. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD, child. We don't know what's the truth or not, but I just take it as it comes. Whatever you say, child, that's what I'm gonna go off, because I don't know if it's truth or not. But you know, it's just, you know, she did say, you know, she don't want most men she run into have this fat fetish, and they just want to sleep with you. They don't really want you, you know, for real, and that's it. But I always say, listen, if you want a certain outcome, baby, you gonna have to do something to get the outcome. You can't just sit back and think that men just supposed to take you as you are. Everybody's not going to do that. Or if there are men out there who like big girls, go with them. But a lot of times they're probably not attracted to those types of guys. That's probably what it is. Let's continue.
Are required to be in a committed relationship with you. Why can't I just be like this other guy and have sex with you with no commitment?
I mean, because that's not what's on the table right now. And if it's not for you, then I'm not going to be for you. Like, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's only one person that I'm looking for, and he's probably doing it to somebody too. I mean, nobody's really out here. If you're celibate or you're abstinent, I applaud you, because I could never.
Well, I think this is okay. So here's what I want you to get. Maybe just, you know, learn your real pool of men who want to be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is when you have this friends with benefit who you already know is not somebody you can be in a relationship with, you're occupying that space. So if everybody don't want a relationship, everybody don't want a relationship, everybody don't want marriage. Live your life, but understand what you're doing, right? So if a relationship is your requirement, then you should only seek those pool of men so you can know your true pool. Mm-hmm. So you can know the true pool of men that would be willing to actually be in a committed relationship with you. Mm-hmm. As long as you have friends with benefits, sexual activities, you are essentially, you know, you're dealing with men who you can't grow with. And the men watching will say, well, why should I invest? Why should I pay for the cow when you give it away for free? Why should I pay for the milk if the milk is being given away for free?
Because unless you're a virgin, haven't you given it away at some point?
Yeah, but you need to make a change. You need to learn. Listen, ladies, y'all can do what y'all want to do. And I will say this. I am sympathetic to women because there's really not a lot. But the sexual discipline is only going to work in your favor if you want to be in a relationship, marriage, and all those things. Men can have sex because actually for them, they get a badge of honor the more women they sleep with. It's just looked at different. It's looked at different. But I'm not saying this. Listen, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what it is.
All right.
I'm telling you, and it's not the same. So let's just know this. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of men having sex, to be quite honest. But I know how men look at it, and I know how women look at it. Women don't cross men out when they know he's had a lot of sex. They probably want him more because he's probably fine or money or something, right?
Yeah, and that's true. A lot of women are attracted to men who can get, I would say what they normally would say, but I'm for the sake of YouTube, I'm not going to say it. But a lot of women claim that they are attracted to men who could get women, who could get a lot of women. You know, that's the problem in my opinion. Because a man who could get a lot of women, he has a lot of options and he has a lot of women. But then you turn around and complain when you're in rotation with those other women and he's not making you a priority. So it doesn't, a lot of things that women choose to do does not benefit them. It does not give you the outcome that you're looking for. But once again, we're living in a society where women want what they want. They can be outside. They can do what they want. Nobody can tell them nothing. But the things that they're choosing to do is working against them. It's like you're doing things that don't work towards your benefit. It actually work against what you say you actually want. Unless they're lying about what they really want, unless they really don't want commitment, unless you really don't want a stable relationship. Because everything that they speak on, ain't no what they complain about, there's not, men don't want to get married. They don't want to marry you. Because you're not serious about the things you're saying you want, because your choices obviously tell us that you're not serious. You want a man to marry you and you got 3 different dudes that you talking to and giving you stuff and possibly even sleeping with, and you want a man to take you seriously? See, you're not being honest about yourself. It's like they want you men to accept everything that they're doing and just marry them and make them wives, like, and turn them into wives and, bring out their femininity once they're married. Like, come on, this bullshit. You can't, that ain't gonna work. And then it's constantly complaining no matter what. You don't want to do anything to change. You think a man owes you everything. He should be expected to give you the world and then some. And while you can sit back and have male friends, you can date other guys, you can be outside, you can do whatever you want to do. And he's supposed to just be head over heels for you and give you the world while you constantly show him that you're not worth it. Like, come on, it doesn't make any sense. This is why a lot of them are single and complaining. No matter how many BBLs you get, no matter how much you slap on makeup or hair or whatever you do to enhance yourself, think physically, externally, you thinking that is going to get you what you want when you're not focused on the right things. Instead of BBLs and all that other stuff, you need to go get some therapy, work on your inner self, figure out what you need to do internally to better your outcome for the men that you want. Because the men saying they don't care about all of that, become a better person. Understand what men want. See if you have if you're compatible with what men are saying that they want. If you don't want to give them what they want, why should they give you what you want? And men are aware of this. And I think this is the problem why these women aren't getting what they want. And they're becoming more and more bitter and angry because they realize, well, damn, we're in a pickle. We want to be outside. We want to do what we want to do. We want to wear our wigs and our long nails and we want to do what we want to do. But these men aren't accepting it. So what are we going to do? They're getting the BBLs reduced now. People are getting the fat out of their butts and going back to normal because they're like, okay, this didn't serve me. I really can't get none out of it. So let me do away with this. But you also got to change your mentality, the way you think about relationships if you want one. Now, once again, it's not for people who say, I'm happy single. If you're happy single, this is not for you. You go on and live your happy single life. I think it's fine that if you're happy in your life and you living your best life by yourself, if that's what you want, kudos to you. I'm all for people getting what they want. But if you're out here steadily complaining about relationships and men don't want this and men don't want that, no, they don't want to marry or commit to you because you don't want to commit to them. You want to be able to do whatever you want. You want commitment, one-sided commitment. Relationships don't work like that. Successful MD says they definitely keep Kendra's ratings up. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat once again, Successful. Yeah, I mean, look, it's it can't be one-sided. You got to understand this. It's a give and take. I say that all the time. Relationships are rough. It can be rough if you make them, if you're cooperative and you're willing to work on it, then you can work on it. It don't have to be a big bad situation, but it's bad because people don't want to give anything. It's only bad when you're selfish and you think that you don't have to do anything, but he has to do everything. And I think that's where the problem lies. You have to be willing to put in some work. You got to have compassion and all these things that makes a relationship work. Cooperative. You got to be in that thing. You can't just be standing on the side like you're an independent boss chick and this man is committed and he all in and you're halfway out the door. That's never going to work. And that's what I think they get it or they don't. I don't know, but they're still wondering why they're single. So maybe they don't get it, but you don't want to accept the truth. The truth hurts and you don't want to make any changes on your end. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's going to always be an issue. I don't care what nobody say. That's always going to be an issue. Successful MD says it's like saying, I want a classic car with 0 miles. Exactly. Successful MD. Like, come on now. It's a delusional mindset. It's like, come on. It's like they don't get it. I think some women are waking up though. Some are getting it, but it's not enough. And hopefully, if they listen to this channel and others, maybe you'll realize the truth. Maybe you'll realize what it takes, or just be happy by being by yourself, because men are doing the same thing. They're like, look, I'm happy by myself. I'm successful. I'm living my best life. They can get some cooch wherever they're getting it from, whether they buy it or whatever they're doing. Or, they got a big girl that they could call and, get some from whatever the single men are doing, the ones who are happy and living their life in peace. Shout out to them the same way I would say the same thing to women. If you're single and you living your life and you good, you don't need all that. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Do you? Because at the end of the day, guess what? You got to go home to your life and your livelihood. You got to go live with yourself. You got to go live with your choices. You got to live with your outcomes. You got to live with what you got going on. And if you're not at peace with it, you're not happy, figure out how to get to that happy place. Figure out how to do what's necessary. To hell with what everybody else think. To hell with what I think. Because I will tell you in a heartbeat, baby, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not begging people. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. That's it. Do you. Whatever works for you, do it. I'm happy with you. If somebody came up to me and said, you know what? I'm single. I've been single my whole life. I'm living my best life. I'm traveling, whether it's a woman or a man. And baby, and I don't want no kids. And I'm, doing me. And I am happy. I'm going to be like, congratulations to you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations to you, boo. I ain't mad at you because you got what you want. Do you? People who are genuinely happy with their choices, they don't complain. That's the thing. They're not complaining because they're really happy living their best lives. The same way we talk about relationships, happy couples, married couples, they're not on social media complaining. Usually the married women aren't the ones complaining because they have what they want. It's the people who don't have what they want who are always complaining. But when you try to tell them what could possibly help them get it, they reject it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not listening to that. These men. But you constantly staying single and you keep saying you don't want to be single. You don't really want to be single. You really want somebody, but you don't know how to get them. And when somebody tell you how to get them, you pushing back on that. You got some backlash for the people trying to tell you and try to condemn what they got going on, but they're not complaining. If a married woman or man or married couple telling you, baby, maybe you shouldn't do this. Try this. You got to do this. You got to change this. And I ain't got to do shit. I ain't got to do nothing because y'all probably ain't happy either. You know what I'm saying? When you start to try to shame the very people who are telling you what could possibly work and how you could get to where they've already gotten and you don't want to listen, then now that's just stupidity. That's what that is. That's just stupidity. Now you're just being stupid, period. You don't want to listen to constructive criticism for the very same things that you say you want is boggling to me, mind blowing, child. So what else can a person do? If you want to stay in the stupidity land, go ahead and do it. And just let's see what your outcome. Let's see 10, 15 years from now. Let's see how you progress. Come on now. So, you just gotta stop, get some wisdom, first off. Divine says the last time you were in a relationship and last time you had sex should line up. If your relationship ended and you still out having sex, huge red flag. Thank you, Divine, for the super chat. I agree. Sheldon says we need to stop giving hearts to the fake stuff. We need to stop giving hearts to the fake stuff. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sheldon. I appreciate you. Listen. Once again, I say, listen, if you are happy with your life, whatever the life you chose, I'm happy for you. Much love and congratulations to you on that. But when you're out here complaining about something that you don't have and you don't know how to get it, and you're not willing to listen to anybody who's successful at what it is the place you're trying to go, and you don't want to listen, then you got an issue. You got to go get some therapy. You got to, get some help. You got to leave that weed alone. You got to get some help. Because you don't, or maybe you really just want to complain. There are people out here who really just like complaining. No matter what you say, no matter what you put all the answers right in front of them, they don't want to take it because they still just want to complain. Some people just like to complain about something. There are people like that. So if that's what you are, then just say that. Just say you're a complainer. You don't really want an outcome. You just want to be able to complain. Let's continue.
But what happens is you want a guy to claim you and only you. Like, I am not talking to any other women. You are my woman, right? So,
but after a considerable amount of time, though, right? So I'm thinking that once you can give something time.
I'm not gonna argue with you about your life. You got answers. If you got answers, we'll leave it at that. Listen, one thing I have learned: peace of mind is important to me, and I am not gonna argue with nobody about their life. So, okay, we got it.
I respect that.
All right, 3 flaws you want to work on.
3 flaws. I guess I need to give up my best friend with benefits, right? That's number 1.
I mean, you just do what you want to do. I'm just telling you why it's probably blocking you from getting into a relationship.
No, and you know what? You're absolutely right. I have a ton of respect for you. You're absolutely right? But it's just like, if you go 6 months, I've been single for 4 years, right? So it's like, at some point, for my sanity, right? I'm a huge proponent of self-care. And for me, right, and this is probably going to not go over well, but for me, physical connection like that is a form of self-care. If it makes me able to deal with, I live in New York, it's making me able to deal with traffic in the street and people every day. Like, me having that release, and that gives me a peace of mind. It might not be for everybody, but I'm just saying, this is just what it is.
Or what you could do during that time is you could invest in yourself, become a better woman, and then you could attract the guy you could be in a relationship with. Because it seems like right now you might not be attracting the type of men you want to be in a relationship with. So, you can look at it 2 ways.
Straight up. Girl, there you go, Kendra. Straight up. Facts. That's what I'm saying. You out here giving your body to a man who don't really want you. And that's help. You think that that's helping your sanity? You think that that's keeping you sane? No, that's keeping you further and further in a toxic mentality and a toxic outcome. Like, how is that? That shows you that's where the therapy is needed. That's where you need the therapy. You need a man to make you feel good here and there. You need a man to squeeze you and make you feel good. But you realize you're just his plaything. He's not taking you seriously. Why not try to do the things that would get you a man to a point where you can get a man that's your man, and you don't have to worry about that. You can have that on a daily basis with a man who is yours, who you can come home to a man who wants to be with you and only you. Why is that difficult to do? It's so easy for you to find somebody to just sleep with from time to time to keep you sane. But you don't see a problem where it's not all on the men. You don't see a problem as to why, the root of to why you can't get a man who wants to be with you and you can come home to. That way you can have a man, to love on you and treat you good on a daily basis. Why is that so hard? It can't be all on the men. You got to take accountability too as to why you can't get that. Lee, I don't know how you pronounce it, but you can't make this up, Miss D. Right, you cannot. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. You can't. It's really crazy, And once again, I like to say, look, I'm not trying to bash these women. This seems like a nice lady. She's a nice lady, but just being a nice lady is not the only thing you have to be. You have to have some accountability. And the very thing that she says she wants, she is hurting her own chances. She is the reason why she's single, because she's not willing to take the extra mile to do miles that she would need to do to get the relationship that she wants. But it's that whole idea as a woman, a man should be willing to accept me. I don't want to have to change myself in order to get for somebody to want me. Sometimes you do, though. Sometimes you do have to change things about yourself in order to get what you want, because at this point you're only giving side piece. You're attracting men who only want to play around with you from time to time. You're not attracting men who actually really want to be with you. So it seems like she really don't want that. She's just accepting it short term, but that turns into long term. While she says, she is a woman of a particular age, meaning you don't have too many options left. What do you think this is going to prolong to the point where it's inevitable that you are not going to be able to get what you say you actually want. And you're going to find yourself single as you get older. And this is how a lot of women tend to find themselves by themselves. Women who otherwise will want marriage and relationships, they don't end up with it because of these very reasons. You're not really putting in much to actually get out of it what you say you want, because a lot of women don't think that they have to change anything. It's always on the men to do better and change and do this and all of this, but women don't want to put in that extra work. You don't want to do the hard work that would be needed to get you what you want, because it definitely takes work. And think about this. If it's that hard for you to get what you want in the dating realm, if you were to get in a relationship with somebody, it's going to be even harder to maintain that relationship, because you think just, getting the man is just one step. Maintaining is even harder. If you're having a hard time getting somebody, do you think it's going to be easier once you get them? You're going to have to maintain a relationship. It's not always easy maintaining a relationship with a person day in, day out. You see what I'm saying? So this is why the ones who get in relationships, they leave because they can't handle it. If you don't want to do anything to get the man, how you gonna do things to keep him? How are you gonna do things to keep him there? It's gonna be the same problem. It's going to be the same problem. So, look, let's continue. That's why this is red flags. This is a red flag.
Do as you said, or you can decide to become a better woman so you can have better options of men that will want to be in a relationship with you. Listen, I said I'm sympathetic and I do understand it, but I mean, y'all want wife treatment. And I don't think y'all really know, like, marriage, there be some wives out here that they not probably having the best sex. Y'all probably, I don't know why y'all think marriage is Disney World, child. Like, there's a lot of things y'all don't really know about marriages and things of that nature.
And I can attest to that. I can attest to that marriages work. That's why I say it all the time. It is what you make it. Marriage is a great thing, but I think it's what you make it. You have to put in as much work in it as you would when you're out here trying to date. People have issues in marriages. I don't know why people think marriage is perfect, and it's they try to put this stigma on it. But then at the same time try to trash it and say it ain't perfect. No, nothing is perfect. Relationships are work. Life is work. You got people out here working, going to work, complaining, having a difficult time, stressed the hell out because you got to go to work constantly and take care of yourself. People are stressed out over bills and crying and bitter and just stressing out because it's so difficult to live nowadays. So everything takes work. I don't know why people think that when it comes to a man and relationships that the man's supposed to be perfect and just give you this soft, easy life when you're not giving him a soft, easy life. No, he got to work hard. You got to work hard too, baby. And I don't care if you're a stay-at-home wife or if you out here working in these streets, all of it is work. You got to work. I don't know why these women think they're supposed to not do anything. That's one of the mistakes that these women are having now, and they're pushing this out here to these young women. And then when they realize what it really is, they don't want it because you don't want to do any work. But guess what? You by yourself. Guess what you got to do? Work. You still gotta work, right? You still gotta work. What you by yourself? You gotta work. Ain't nobody taking care of you. Either way, you gotta work. So I just want people to understand, look, in a relationship, it's no different. You still gotta work. You gotta work on something. You can't go into any relationship thinking you're not supposed to do nothing. You gotta work regardless. So I just like to dispel that myth, like, oh, marriage is, oh, you don't have to do anything. Y'all don't go through things. Like, come on, that's unrealistic. You're dealing with people, not, you gotta understand that. That's what a relationship is about, working together, working on things together, even when it's difficult, even when you don't agree. When you agree, that's great, but you gotta understand it's not always gonna be this whole hun babe all the time. No. You gotta go through the good, the bad, the ups and the downs, just like life. And even when you by yourself, you gotta still go through it. You just going through it you're going through it by yourself. Now, I will say, look, being in a marriage, yes, you have certain things that these women don't have by themselves. You have protection, you have provisions. You have certain things that by being by yourself you don't have, and you're trying to make men just give it to you. But no, certain things that come with having a husband or in a spouse comes with certain benefits. So there are things that are that are that you can expect in a marriage that you wouldn't be able to get when you're single. So that those provisions and that protection is real. Because you know that person that's vowed to you and love you, they're going to protect you no matter what. Because that's the vow that they took. And to me, most men who take that vow, they take it very seriously. They don't play around with it. That's why they're not marrying anybody. This is why they have to be sure about the person that they propose to, because they need to make sure that this person is worthy of that. That this is somebody that they can trust and depend on to be there, who's not going to up and leave when it gets rough. But people are living in this magical, unrealistic world where they think a man is supposed to be perfect and you're not even going to have any ups and downs, or he's never going to lose his job, or you're not going to ever have financial issues, or everything's supposed to be so great and he's only supposed to cater to you. That's bullshit. Y'all got to stop thinking like that. You got to go through something and to get to the other side. All that helps you to grow. So if you want to grow, you gotta put in some work. Just like if you want to get a man and a man to be attracted to you, you want to get a certain outcome, you got to put in the work in order to put yourself in the best possible position to get it. And if you're not putting yourself in that position to get it, you're going to stay stagnant. You're not going to grow. And you're going to continue to be complaining about not getting what you want, but you ain't doing nothing to get it. So why do you expect it to just happen? The automatic, thank you so much for the super chat says self-reflection is a big deal when it comes down to dealing with other people. It is. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, you have to be able to see yourself. You have to be accountable. You have to be able to know when you need to make changes too. It's not all on one person. We're all human beings. Successful MD says, DeeDee, you know work is against the law. Child. Well, tell these boss chicks then that. Tell them that, child. Work is against the law, right? Child, they want to work when it benefits them, but they don't want to work when it can benefit a man. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. You know, it's just crazy to me. In marriage, sometimes y'all gonna want to strangle each other. Child, E. Johnson, baby, you ain't lying. You know, it could get to that point. I mean, gotta think about it. You're dealing with two different personalities. Y'all not gonna always agree, It's just like that. And most people who have been married for years will tell you that. I follow Judge Lynn Toller. with her marriage, and you know, her husband passed away not too long ago, and she just, you know, she's still recovering from that because she loved that man and he loved her, and she's still struggling with that in a sense. And so I just think, you know, she gives a lot of good advice about marriage, and even the struggles that her and her husband had in their marriage, how she thought it was over, they had to go to counseling. I think everybody who's been married to somebody for a long time go through something similar, you know. But you suppose that's what the vows say. It tells you that for a reason, good, bad, through sickness and in health, till death do us part, rich or poor. But now people don't even want, people in general, I just don't want to go through anything. That's what it really is. Nobody wants to go through anything. You want it to be easy from beginning to end, but easy on you, not on the man. See, women don't seem to understand what men go through. And on top of that, now he has to be this savior for you and be everything to you, which you not fully really understanding the stresses that men go through just in general. So on top of that, you're somebody that's just looking for him to be your savior 100% of the time. And he has to do all the work. That could be draining on him, and they don't understand that. You think a man is a robot. They don't ever get tired, or they don't ever have issues. You just expecting him to give. At some point, he's gonna get tired. He may not show you that side of him, but think about it. A man get tired too. Goddamn. So it would be nice to have a little relief from the woman in the picture. A lot of these women just want to take. You don't want to give anything, and that's eventually that gets tiresome. And then if you got a woman who really doesn't care and doesn't really care to be there fully, just trying to take, in a minute you fall short, she's out the door and she ready to leave. It's ridiculous to me. Successful MD says, but will he shack up for 30 plus years? But will he shack up for 30 plus years? Oh, but we'll be shacked up for 30 plus years. Right. Yeah, it's insane to me. It really is a lot of stuff that women in general do, because it's women in general. It's not just black women. Other races of women do this too. Our women are just more vocal about it and go on social media and talk ish about it. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. But this is not just black women. It's women in general. And so, you know, I just try to give a little bit of advice to let you know, to try to have a different perspective. That look, ain't nobody saying you should just take ish from a man, and you should just take anything a man is dishing. If he disrespect you, treat you bad, you should just take that. No. But you got to understand that if you want the quality of man that you say you want, then you have to be that caliber of woman to attract that guy. He's not gonna, the caliber of man all these women say that they want. You look at the women, you like, child, you don't really measure up. You can't think that just because you're a woman and you have a vagina that's all that makes you qualified. No, these men want a certain thing. You can't be mad at them for having standards. You never had that caliber of man, so you never really understood what it is that he was looking for. It doesn't make him shallow or makes him a bad person for having standards. These men always have had standards. It's nothing new. You just haven't come in contact with him because you can't attract him. There's something about you that doesn't allow you to line up with what these men want. And one for sure is very visible, is your weight. Being a big old woman, is most men who have certain standards are not going to go for you. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. They just look over you. Just like some of these women look over a short man. Because you don't want a short man. He can have all the qualities, but you look over him because he's short and you want something tall. That's part of your standard. So same way you do that, same way these men are looking over you being obese or a size that he just don't want because you may weigh more than him. He looks over you. And so that's part of the reason why you can't attract a higher caliber of man. Let's continue.
For whatever reason, she has decided to stand in that place because the marriage is bigger than just sex. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, but one thing, like I said before, I ain't arguing with y'all about y'all life no more because I don't feel like it. But okay, last question. All right, so why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I offer what I ask for.
Okay.
Really? So I am intelligent. I give you good conversation. I'm going to take care of a person who takes care of me. I'm gonna give you. It's not. I'm not a 50-50 girl. I do the 100%. I'm gonna give you 100%.
100%. Come in.
Yeah.
Is my door open? Oh, what's going on? Yeah, you give 100%.
Who
I
said
apologize.
I offer cootie cat?
All
Baby
right.
girl, you have no
So we
idea.
have, all right. So we got, say your name one more time. I'm so sorry. I keep having you pronounce
It's okay. It's okay. Samarian.
Samarian, the Bronx,
Yeah.
44, Aries, insurance verification, mom to a 5-year-old, make at least 68K and be in the Bronx. Could the guy
Not necessarily in the Bronx.
be in the tri-state
Yeah,
area?
yeah, yeah.
Be in the tri-state.
Yeah.
Could the guy have kids already?
You know what? I prefer a guy with at least one child, but not like more than two. I'd like a person who's a parent so that they understand the responsibilities of a parent. I feel like sometimes when you get people who don't have kids, they don't understand how important your kids are to you.
Okay.
Also, if you have kids, you have to have a relationship with your kids. You can't just be out here not taking care of your kids.
Okay. All right. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
I am not.
And and the requirement that he has to have a relationship. Well, I think if you make children, you should be in those kids' lives. Period. But didn't she say her child's father just is not available and not in the child's life? So I guess that's probably why she wants a man to be in the child's life because her baby daddy is nowhere to be found. Successful MD says men can just become pookies and have it all. Child. Don't become a pookie. No, don't do that. No. No. Don't become a but I see what you're saying. Cause yeah. And you won't have you can have less of the responsibility. Child, you could just, get all the loving you want and ain't gotta do much. It's a thought. You become a pookie and a fake, a fake pookie because you're not really a pookie. You just want to portray, like, pretend like you're one, so you can get what you want, and then you can just keep it moving. Yeah, they ain't gonna come for you. You ain't gotta pay no child support. You can just do what you want, run off, and it's all good. And they're gonna be like, well, the child's father just doesn't want to be in the child's life, and it's cool. You don't hear him talk about child support, and then you gotta pretend like you don't have a job because you ain't got no job. They can't get no child support, child. So it'll be acceptable. You might be a win-win situation to pretend like you're a pookie. Who knows, child? Because that seems to be the ones getting it all. If you really want to say, Pookie and Ray Ray is living their best life, child. And if they keep it cool, they'll have a place to stay. They have a car to drive, eating good. Them big girls could cook. So they're going to make sure you eating good. You're going to be getting a home cooked meal, child. They're going to be going to work, 2 jobs, paying all the bills. As long as you there to put it on them real good, you have made in the shade, child. Just saying. When all else fails, become a Pookie or Ray Ray. Shit, it might work. Anyway, child, who knows?
Just heard about it for the first time today, so I will join.
Okay, spell your name one more time. I'm gonna see if your name is taken.
It's SIMARYON.
So SIMARYON.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay, your name is not taken.
Okay.
So go to what kind of phone do you have?
I have an Android.
Android. All right.
Okay.
Go to your
The Google Play.
Go to Google Play. Type in Kendra G Singles.
All right.
Download the app. Set up your profile. Your name is not taken.
Okay.
Spell it one more time so they can know how to find you because they can find you.
All right, Samarian child. Shout out to you, honey. I hope you find what it is that you want, baby. It's about people getting what they want and living your best life. We don't have a long time here, child. So I would suggest people try to figure out what it is that they need to do to get their lives on track, to get what it is that you want. Life is short. It really is. So try to do what you need to do to get what it is that you want. Having this side piece or whatever, what they call it, this benefits on the side is not going to help you get a man who wants to really commit to you and be serious about you. If you think that being a big girl is holding you back from getting the type of man that you want, then who says you got to stay a big girl? You don't have to stay a big girl. Start putting in the work. No matter how hard it is, you can do it. There's a lot of people out here who lost lots of weight and ended up married. So, I mean, change your mentality. Stop thinking less. Because as much as women like to say they're not going to settle, they end up settling all the time. And then they become bitter. You don't want to become an old, bitter broad, a big, bitter old broad. Like you want to, have a sense of peace of mind and just live and be happy. Like I don't, all this other stuff is too damn stressful and have to be, just, being a side piece. That means you're not even, that person don't even think enough of you to really take you seriously or really look at you in a high regard. As much as women think about themselves, you really want a man to look at you in that same way and acknowledge that you are something special, that you are a prize to him. Women talk about being a prize, but not too many men see y'all as a prize because they don't even want to acknowledge you and take you seriously. A lot of these men don't see these women as a prize. As much as women claim they're the prize, why is it that so many men don't even acknowledge y'all as a prize or take you seriously? If you're the prize, damn, they're going to be running. It should be men running in droves to try to get that prize or get them prizes and snatch them up. The men who saw women as a prize, what they did, they snatched them up. They got them early on. They married them in their 20s. They're like, hell, baby, I'm not going to miss the woman. The men who were smart, who wasn't trying to play the field, the men who were out here saying, hold on, I got a good one right here. She look good. I'm attracted to her. Oh my God. I'm out the wife. They did it. This is why you hear women saying all the good men are taken. Hell yeah. The majority of, because they knew, all the good women are taken. A lot of the good women are taken and the good men are taken too. They're married because they realized what they had. They saw that was a prize and they said, oh shit, I'm not wasting no time. That's how it should be, in my opinion, because you don't want to lose her to somebody else. So those were the true prizes. But all these women out here talking about they the prize and men just passing them up left and right. Like, why do men don't see y'all as a prize? Why is that? You got to ask yourself that. If you think you're the prize, why are men not even acknowledge you? Why, when you go out the street, there's not several men trying to run up to you to get your number and really trying to date you and get you off the market? Why that's not happening? Why the men are way over here and the women over here? If these are all the generation of prizes, why men are saying to hell with them damn prizes? I ain't trying to talk to them. I don't want to even look at them. Y'all don't. Why is that? Why is that? Make that make sense. Success Family says it's not a good look to be a PRN side dish. Right. It's not. But tell that to them, and common sense would say, thank you once again, Successful MD, for the super chat. And once again, you got to ask yourself, you gotta be honest and you gotta be real. And that's something that's hard for people to do these days. It's really hard for people to acknowledge the truth and accept the truth and do something about it. I don't know why that's so hard, And once again, I do know, because women are told they're the prize. Girl, he's supposed to accept you the way you are. And if not, something wrong with him. Something wrong with the men. There's nothing wrong with the women. They can't even point out 3 flaws. You don't see yourself as an issue. You don't see yourself, period. And, I hear women saying marriage is not the end all be all. And I think a lot of women who say that usually are women who are single. And it's just the truth. I hear women say it and they're all single. You don't ever hear a married woman say that unless you see a woman who's married and she really don't want to be married. And so she's making it difficult. But majority of women who are married don't say that. You don't see majority of married women saying that. You see people who are single say marriage ain't the end all be all. Everybody don't want to be married. Okay, well, if you don't want to be married, that's you. It don't mean that other marriages are, in the dumps and struggling. And once again, who said marriage was supposed to be perfect? And that's the problem. I think people are trying to portray that marriage, if it ain't worth it, if it ain't perfect, child, your life ain't perfect. No matter what kind of job you have, no matter how well you think you're doing, it's still not perfect. There are still flaws. There are still times where people are upset. There are still times where people are angry and miserable and bitter. There are times where people get upset because their life is not fully what they thought it would be. Some people are miserable and they have mood swings where 1 minute they're up and happy about their life and the next minute they're not. That happens whether you married or not. So the bottom line is, look, marriage is a man who looked at you as let's say this, a man who looked at you as a prize and decided, you know what, this woman is worthy of me marrying her, giving her my last name, me committing to her and trying to build a life with her. So it does, to me, it takes a special man and a special woman to pull that off. It means a lot for a man to look at you and say, damn, I'm gonna wife her up. That's not because men aren't walking around here just wifing up anything. They wife up somebody that they think is worth it and special enough and mean enough to him for him to want to do that. They're not just giving marriage to anybody. This is what makes it special. It make you special if a man found enough about you to want to commit to you in that way. So that's why it's a big deal. And women know it. It's just I think they try to minimize it when they don't think that they can get it. And a lot of those same women are the ones who've been in relationships for 10, 15 years, shacking up, wishing and hoping that the man that they're with would marry them. If that wasn't the case, why would you put so much pressure on a man that you've been with for 10 and 15 and 20 years, shacking up, been begging him to marry you, and he never married you? And then y'all end up breaking up and he go marry somebody else a year of them being in a relationship. Because somewhere he didn't see you as worthy enough to being his wife. And then y'all break up because you feel like he don't value you. He probably never valued you. You just stayed in that relationship for all those years thinking that you would get a different outcome. And then he go get with another woman and within a year, he's married to her. That ought to tell you something. So, that's why I say as women, we got to get it together. I understand how women think because I am a woman. I understand that we go back and forth. I understand we're confused a lot of the times. And being married don't really change you being confused and because you're a woman. Just because you get married don't mean that being a woman is going to change. Like I say, this is why I say you have to vet the person that you want to be with, men and women. You have to know things about the person and you have to know if this is somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So knowing who that person is, knowing their traits, knowing they're good, they're bad, all of that, you got to ask yourself, do I love this person enough to want to be with them with all the shit that they come with? Because nobody is perfect. I tell men, hey, women aren't perfect and men aren't perfect. You got to know that you want to be with this person regardless of their flaws, their good side, all this. Is it enough? Is that all collectively what what you're willing to accept and be with? You gotta decide that. And it's up to the man to make that decision, not the women. Successor MD says it's important to not be caught in hookups mode. Right. That's just, like the lady said, the hookup stuff and having having a person on the side and all that, that's just for your coping mechanism. Thank you for the super chat, sister. That's a coping mechanism for you to cope with the state of your reality, even though you don't want to do anything to change it. That's your way of coping. She had to stay sane by having some physical touch from a man she knows will never be hers. That's some messed up shit when you think about it. That's a mental issue that you got to work on. So bottom line is this: you need to work on yourself. If you want a certain outcome, you got to work on you. It's not always on the other person to make all the changes, but you have to make some changes yourself. And once you make those changes, you'll start to see that you can attract a better quality person and that you'll have more options to get what it is you're looking for versus you having less options to staying stuck where you are. Because you're only just going in circles with the limited options. Because if you're fooling with somebody that's married or somebody that already has somebody, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting your options. And the reason you're not getting the outcomes that you or the type of men that you want is because you are not doing anything to better your choices and your options. Bottom line. So listen, I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. Thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and cash apps to support the channel, you guys. Make sure y'all are continuing to support the channel, sharing and liking the videos, all that good stuff. And make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content, y'all. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already, you guys. If anybody is in here and you like the content, you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. All right. So make sure you guys are supporting the videos that are already posted. That definitely helps the channel out. And that is it. Thank y'all once again for being here. Make sure you guys go over and subscribe to my second channel. I'll be posting content over there really, really soon. And that is it. So is there anything else I wanted to say? Support the channel, Cash App via Super Chat, you guys. Also, if you want to become a channel member, that actually supports the channel as well. You could support that way. And yeah, that is it. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you guys stay tuned in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.